This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Here's your report.
Oh, thanks, Jane. I wish I could hire someone just like you.
Try LinkedIn Hiring Pro. It's more than a job board. It's like the recruiter you always wished you had. Hiring Pro uses real-time insights to match your role to LinkedIn's unique network of professionals and delivers a short list of best fit candidates. You'll spend less time sorting applicants and more time talking to the right people.
Let's do it. You're irreplaceable, Jane, but another you would be great.
Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
Welcome to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon versus Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe, such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kodojo. Welcome back, Adepts Acolytes, to another episode of Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Kodojo.
Hello there.
And we are here to bring you part 2 and the final part for our Jun Sato character deep dive. And, you know, he's a great commander. So...
Yeah.
As far as we see through Rebels, because we'll talk about things after that. But we ended last week's with him going through the Age of the Rebellion with the Spectres and all that. Trying to think what else. Here, let me pull up the last week's show notes because I was not prepared. When am I ever? So, yeah, we ended with Chopper Base and where they founded Chopper Base and everything like that. So
Yeah, that's right.
But now we are now getting into some of the later half of Rebels. So this is like end of season 2 and going into season 3. So we first off have Malachor. So Sato was later present when Kanan Jarrus and Ezra Bridger returned to their from their mission to Malachor. He and the other Spectres, Rex and the inventory droid AP-5, watched as a blinded Jarrus embraced Syndulla. He later watched as the despondent Bridger emerged from the starship without a rebel operative and former Jedi Ahsoka Tano, who had presumably died on Malachor.
Let me tell you, that was a big mystery for like 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With
like,
Ahsoka.
Everybody is like, no, the best character died. How could they? And then,
Yeah. And
spoiler
then
alert, she doesn't.
Of course, it's not a spoiler at this point. I mean, everyone's heard of Ahsoka, the show. But yeah, I mean, this also just shows how much other people just don't understand Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Because they go to Malachor, we're just going on a recon mission. They come back. The Jedi Knight is blinded. Ezra is demoralized. And the best Jedi they have in their arsenal right now is either MIA or KIA.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, what do these Jedi get up to during these missions?
Right. I'd be very, if I was a commander, I was like, what the hell happened? Why is it every time you go on a mission, something chaotic happens? Every single time. So, so then about 6 months later, Sato attended a briefing with the Spectres, Rex, and the rescued pirate, Hondo Onaka. The Spectres had rescued Hondo from the Imperial prison on a rocky planet of Naraka. As a payment for his rescue, Hondo demanded the rebels supply him with a hyperspace-capable smuggling vessel and a crew. Sato responded that the rebels would only pay him as the information was proven correct. What?
That's fair. That's fair. Payment upon confirmation of information.
Oh yeah.
But you're asking too much for a crew, Hondo. You're asking way too much there.
Yeah, good luck trying to get a crew.
Yeah.
So, at Sato's prompting, Hondo revealed that the Imperials were operating a floating junkyard called a Reclam Station in the planet of Yarma, where the Old Republic Y-wing starfighters, not actual Old Republic, like just the Republic Y-wings,
Yeah.
were being scrapped. Sato agreed to Syndulla's request that the rebels undertake a reconnaissance mission of Arrakam Station. He also promoted Bridger to lieutenant commander due to his actions during Hondo's rescue, and gave him command of the Reclam heist. After learning that Bridger had disobeyed orders and embarked on a recovery mission, Sato, Syndulla, and Jarrus traveled to Yarma and rescued Bridger's team and the stolen Y-wings. Yeah.
Even proving further that Jedi are just too rash and
Yeah,
reckless.
well, not all of them, but most of them, especially during the age of the rebellion. And it doesn't help that Ezra at the time was kind of under the influence of a Sith holocron.
What
So,
was that? This period at this point?
well, yeah, this is where they were go rescue Hondo. Is where he was tapping into the Sith holocron and like how he was able to mind control the pilot
Yeah.
and to just walk off
Yeah.
the
Okay.
platform.
Because
It's when the first two
Kanan kind
episodes
of.
of season 3.
Yeah, I'd say. This must have been when Kanan sort of went into depression and left
Yeah.
Ezra to his own dealings.
Yep. It's
But
exactly what
also,
happened.
this is also a time when they're going up against Thrawn as well.
True. True. That's true. Yep. So later, Commander Sato chaired a briefing where he informed the Spectres of the destruction of a rebel convoy to Teralov. When Ezra expresses despondency about the high casualties, Sato revealed that the rebel agent named Fulcrum had information that several cadets from the Imperial Skystripe Academy were planning to defect to the rebels. Sato was present when Hera assigned Sabine to the mission. After Sabine's return from Skystrike Academy, Sato welcomed Wedge Antilles and Derek Kilavan to the rebellion.
Yeah,
So
I think
Wedge is introduced into the whole canon of how he gets to the rebellion, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I did like this.
Yeah, and I think this whole episode was the fact that they didn't have very many pilots in the rebellion, specifically
Correct.
this
Mhm.
cell. They just didn't have that many,
Yeah.
and the
No,
ones
they
they
did
did have
not.
were
And
constantly going through.
yeah, and then the pilots they did have weren't experienced enough to keep up with other pilots, aka Hera.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
or Phoenix Squadron as a whole, really.
Oh God, Hera, she's a nut. Now a little side tangent here. There is a canon comic, where the rebellion got its hands on an old CIS Donut battle cruiser, the ones that
Hmm.
were over Naboo,
Yeah.
and they used it as a training facility to train pilots. And she was helping one pilot. He kind of not necessarily flunked, but panicked, and she took over the ship. And the guy asked, "How many ships are you controlling right now?" "I don't know, 9, 10." And
Oh my god.
she's in this little cylinder tube, just controlling all this stuff. It's like a Bacta tank, just controlling all this stuff. It's like, oh my God, she is a beast.
Yeah.
She could do
That.
that.
Oh boy. Yeah. That's too much. I can barely multitask on just day-to-day operations. That alone. It's hard enough to keep control when I'm playing FF14 and playing healer. Oh my god, trying to keep control of the healing and also barriers and all this other stuff that's going on and buffs. Yeah, that's a lot. Anyway, moving on. So after the rebellion lost contact with protectors on the third moon of Concord Dawn, Commander Sato and Phoenix leader Harris Dula summoned the protectors, a leader Finn Rao, for a briefing in the war room aboard a CR-90 Corvette. While Sato thought the protectors were set in a trap, Rao assured him that This was not the case and suspected that something had gone wrong. Rao, along with Sabine, Ezra, and Chopper, then departed on a recon mission to Concordan to investigate. There, they discovered that the Imperial Viceroy and Governor Gar Saxon's Imperial Super Commandos had wiped out the Protectors. As a result, Rao decided to join the rebellion.
Yeah, and this. Hang on. Yeah, I think this just sets up the whole Mandalore arc in
Yeah,
Rebels, which
yeah,
had
it
nothing to
does.
do with Sato, unfortunately.
No, it
But
doesn't do anything in Sato, sadly.
yeah, but the Protectors are wiped out, unfortunately, which means their supply corridor, I guess, as it were, was cut off at this point for the rebellion.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, you can hear me. I muted myself. But yeah, pretty much. This literally started all the Mando arc in season 3.
And the controversy about the black saber.
Yes, this is where the dark
Or
saber comes in.
dark saber,
Dark
sorry,
saber.
dark
Yep.
saber. I mean, they hinted at like the previous season of
Mhm.
Rebels. It wasn't expanded upon further, but now all of a sudden it becomes the forefront in this season. And then
Mhm.
in The Mandalorian, it's even more in the forefront.
Yep. That it is. So later, Commander Sato received intelligence that Imperial forces were about to launch a crackdown on rebel sympathizers on Mai Capo. Sato dispatched Phoenix leader Syndulla and elements of Phoenix Squadron to evacuate the civilians. The rebels stumbled upon a skirmish between Mart's Iron Squadron and the Imperial Advance Patrol. After eliminating the Imperial Patrol, Phoenix Squadron evacuated the dissidents. Hera also informed Commander Sato about Iron Squadron. Realizing that his nephew had survived, Jun pleaded with Hera and Kanan to bring him back safely. Hera, Ezra, and Sabine tried to reason with Mart and his crew, but insisted on staying in Mike Capo. Unable to reason with Mart, Hera returned to the rebel fleet.
Yes. This is a little S word that causes so much problems for Phoenix Squadron. They're in this
Mm-hmm.
small little dinghy of a ship that's barely being kept together, and they think they can take on the Empire. And they're barely putting up a fight against a Quetis class
Yeah,
cruiser.
which we'll dive into here in a little bit. Yeah.
Or Quintus, that's it. Or
Yeah.
Quintus.
It's oh my
Oh, this
god,
kid
he's
just
a
needed.
little.
He
No,
needs a
you
slap.
can
He
say
needs a slap.
he's a little shit. So Ezra, Sabine, and Chopper stayed behind and managed to convince Mart's crew members Goti Torres, John R. Jin, and R3A3 to leave with them. However, Mart decided to face the Imperial reinforcements led by Admiral Constantine. When Mart's ship Sato's Hammer, a ship Sato used to own, sustained damage, the Spectres and the other Iron Squadron members were forced to retreat without him. Hera later informed June via hologram about Mart's predicament and played a distress signal from the youth. Sato offered to travel to Mai Capo to save his nephew, but Hera convinced him that she and her crew would be able to handle the matter. Hera managed to rescue Mart and his ship. Sato and his forces arrived in time to attack Admiral Constantine's ships. Uncle to the rescue.
Yay! Which they barely managed to get out of.
Right.
But Sato's hammer is a YT 2400 light freighter. This was in Star Wars Shadow Empire?
Is it?
Or it was in the video game. Shadow of the
Oh.
Empire or something like that.
Oh my
This was
god.
the main ship that your character used to get from place to place. So they brought that back in via this episode, I believe.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Let me see. Let me go actually to the model. It's a YT 2400 light freighter.
Yeah, it's. Stop that.
Appearances, non-canon appearances. Oh, that's Lego Star Wars Skywalker. Oh, it's in Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. That's cool.
Yep.
Well, that's all the
There we go,
canonical. Let me look at Legends. just see here. Yeah, Star Wars Galactic Battleground, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which is the Jango Fett game, Connect Star Wars, Star Wars, the Clone Wars 2, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2.
Yeah, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire was the game I was thinking of.
Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, where the heck is that? Is it towards the bottom? Oh, Shadows of the Empire.
It was an N64 game, and that was
God.
the system I had. Tells you how old I am. My first gaming system.
I mean, my first gaming system was a Dreamcast, so which is around the same time as the 64, if not no, that was earlier than the 64, I think. I don't remember. So Sato ordered 2 A-Wings to provide covering fire and assure Mart that he had to come to rescue him. After Mart damaged Constantine's Aquarians-class command cruiser with a bomb, the rebel ships flew past the Derek warship. Before they could jump into hyperspace, they narrowly collided with the Imperial Star Destroyer commanded by Grand Admiral Thrawn. Thrawn addressed Sato overcome and questioned why he had returned. Sato responded, "Now you know until we meet. Now you know until we meet again." Thrawn vowed to meet him again and allowed Sato's forces to escape. Back at Chopper Base, Sato embraced Mart and thanked Hera and her crew for saving his nephew. He told Hera that he owed her and her crew a great debt. Yeah.
Yeah, Thrawn comes in with a Star Destroyer, and Martin thinks, "Oh, I can take on a Star Destroyer. I can take on a Star Destroyer." Finally sees a Star Destroyer. Oh no, I have made a terrible mistake.
It's like, oh, that's way bigger than I thought it was. Yeah, you think?
They make ships that big.
And they make them bigger. There's the Super Star Destroyers, which are, about 10 times bigger than that, if not more. It's stupid. I forget what the size difference is. It's massive. And then obviously the Death Star, but, But, yeah, with that being said, let's take a quick mid-break, thank our listeners and patrons, and we'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast instead of doom scrolling? Smart move. Another smart move? Getting help from one of State Farm's 19,000 local agents when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What if I told you you only have 12 hours to legally have sex?
To finding true love. Or just like a good guy.
From the director of Easy A and Anyone But You.
This whole thing is nuts.
There's nothing traditional about this night.
On August 7th, the clock starts on the summer's biggest rom-com.
I'm Owen.
Allie.
What about you and me?
Monica Barbaro, Callum Turner.
I've been told I'm a 7.
By who? Your mom?
Nah, she thinks I'm a 10.
One night only. Rated R. Only in theaters August 7th.
Alright, welcome to the middle of the show. We're talking about everything on the podcast. There's nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here we want to thank all of our amazing listeners. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. And our amazing patrons. Thank you so much. And if you do want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/holocronhistories, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also leave us ratings and reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment. We'll read it out loud next time on the show. Which, let me double check here, because Apple is weird. Yeah, of course we don't have anything on Apple, because why would we? I know we have some stuff on Spotify, and I'll get to that here in a minute. Yeah. So, back on our part 1 of Jun Sato from Ghost Rider, Thrawn should have a video game or a VR game about him. That would be cool. Not going to be lying. That would be kind of cool.
I would love if they ever...
I would like a tactics game with him as the main character.
Yes. Well, yes and no. If they ever make Star Wars Empire at War 2, he should be the opponent as it were.
Yes, he should be
And
the
then
antagonist. Yes.
yes, and he's your opponent, and you're just moving the pieces around, and there's various levels, it's like cadet,
Mhm.
captain, and then admiral, but he's your opponent, and he's teaching you these lessons. If there is a story line that he's the one telling it,
Yes.
and
That
giving
would be cool.
lessons about war.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, they need to do more Thrawn stuff, like especially in video games. Well, then again, we have barely had many canon video games besides we had the Battlefront 2, the Squadrons, the Jedi series, which well, we're getting a third one by the way. It has been confirmed. Cameron Monaghan may or may not have accidentally said that in a convention press Q&A. So he kind of accidentally was like, "Yeah, we're working on a new one," and then everybody's like, "Wait, what?"
Well, it's kind of obvious
It was
because the
obvious.
way
We
the
already knew it was going to
second,
happen.
yeah, the second one, the way it ended, left a lot of questions, as it were.
Right.
So it would be appropriate for a third one. And plus, Star Wars is known for trilogy.
True. That's also true. And then we have Zero Company, which is coming out next year. So other than
Yeah, I'm
that,
looking
that's
forward to
really
that.
all we got currently canonical. And then possibly KOTOR remake whenever that comes out. That might be canon. We don't know yet. We'll see. And then from Zach. Hey, it's Zach, and I have a question. Me and my friend started a movie review podcast, which is awesome, by the way. Let us know what it's called so we can plug that in there. Wanted to ask if you have any advice for me and my friend on how to get more listeners and other stuff like that. So when it comes down to that, it's literally just kind of marketing. Plug it in as much as you can. Put it out on Discords, put it on social media. If you let us know what the show's called, we can plug that in here if you want in the mid break. So, and
Pay
you can
us.
give it a listen. Don't pay. You don't have to pay us. I do 4 other podcasts for crying out loud. So, and go on our Discord, Robots Radio Discord. Go on the Ben and Friends Discord. Plug that in. I know a lot of my listeners might be able to want to listen to you in your movie reviews and stuff like that. So yeah, just let us know. It's just talking about it, honestly, mainly social media. Put that out on social media, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, whatever you want to put it at. So it's going to start, if it's going to feel like a struggle at first, and then after a few months to a year, it's as much as you get as much content out weekly, if it is a weekly basis, the better. The more episodes you have, the better, because people love to binge things.
Yes.
We are a binging, well, at least the United States, we love to binge stuff. So the more episodes, the better. So,
yeah.
And then with that, you can find us on a few different Discord servers: the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as the Ben and Friends podcast and Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check that out. All great stuff. But other than that, I don't really have anything else for the mid-break. Do you have anything?
Unfortunately, no. There's nothing much. Timothy Zahn, the guy who created Thrawn, is doing a book tour various places. He is coming near me in September, and I'm so thinking about going there.
If you end up going there and get a signed autograph from him, just plug in. It's like, hey, would you want to come on to a podcast about Star Wars?
I'm so tempted to go. So tempted to go.
Because I am very tempted of going to. There's an anime convention that's going to be coming up here near where I live, and there's going to be 3 Final Fantasy voice actors. So it's very tempting me to go, and it's like, hey, plug in my stuff here. Come join us on the show.
Well, Timothy Zahn's going to be in Columbus in December, I think.
Ooh, okay.
It's like December 6th through 8th
Has he
or
only
something
done
like that.
Is he only done the Thrawn stuff, or he's done other stuff?
He's done a couple other things, but he's most known for Thrawn.
Okay. Let me see if my mouse works. Timothy Zahn. Zahn.
Cahn.
Okay.
Yeah, his Facebook's got his tour.
Yep. Prolific collection of the Star Wars books. Clarify the Thrawn trilogy.
December 5th through the 7th, Columbus.
Okay. Let's see.
Wait, he's gonna be at Dragon Con?
Ooh.
And
That's cool.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, that's what it says on his page here.
Let's see. Order Star Wars. Okay, well, Star Wars: The Thrawn Trilogy, Hand of Thrawn, Thrawn Ascendancy. He has a lot of Star Wars Legends stuff.
Yeah.
So, but mainly canonical stuff is just Thrawn.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like I said, he's most known for Thrawn.
Okay, that's cool. That's something to look forward to. So if anybody's a Timothy Zahn fan in any of those areas, go check that out. But with that being said, let's get back into more of Jun Sato.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping. Get styled.
Not today, sweatpants. Somebody's wearing jeans that fit. Wow! No photos, please. I'm just a regular dad who happens to have a stylist.
I really look my best when someone else makes the decisions.
Hey, we can all see you two-way mirrors.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at StitchFix.com.
I want to hug you. I'm gonna hug you. I'm coming in for a hug.
Okay, we are now back, and now we're going back to the fall because they always go back. So Commander Sato stayed back at Chopper Base with Hera, Sabine, and Zeb, while Ezra, Kanan, and Chopper undertook a mission to infiltrate the Lothal Imperial Armory Complex and to help with the local rebels, Ryder and Morad Sumnar. Sato listened with Ryder, informed Hera of the new Imperial commander, Grand Admiral Thrawn, whom Sato had encountered earlier above Maikapo.
Now, I would like to point out the Ghost Crew were the rebels on Lothal, but they upped and left, so Ryder kind of took over and started building up a little small rebellion on Lothal during this time.
Yes, that is true. And then Commander Sato appeared beside Senator Bail Organa, a key ally of the rebellion, during a hologram conversation with the Spectres and Rex. Sato watched as Senator Organa briefed the rebels about Rebel Command losing contact with Saw Gerrera during a mission to investigate the apparent disappearance of the Geonosian species. Organa tasked the Spectres and Rex with rescuing Saul and recovering his data. Hera's team succeeded in rescuing Saul, befriending the Geonosian Click-Clack, and discovering irrefutable evidence that the Empire had perpetrated genocide against the Geonosian species. After Hera and her team reported their finding, Commander Sato described their mission as a success because they rescued Saul and tamed a deflector core.
Yeah, this is for a shielding unit, which they would eventually use, but they didn't have the proper equipment. But
right,
of course, you got to realize, I think at this point, I want to say Andor Season 2 is also taking place, if I'm remembering this correctly. Because Season 2, it takes over like 4 years, I think.
Yes.
And this should be within Season 2 at this point.
I believe so. I don't remember.
because God, we're gonna get
But
sidetracked
hey,
by this
this
if
is
we're not careful.
right. But anyway, Empire does genocide. It's bad.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Genocide's bad.
Almost wiped out
it's a war
the
crime.
Geonosian species.
Almost. They failed. There's like that one Click Clack was the survivor, and there was eggs that survived as
Yeah,
well.
a queen
so.
egg they managed to keep safe. Although,
and then
never mind. Conversation for another day.
Okay, that's fair. So now moving on, Commander Sato and several other rebels, including AP-5 and Rex, were present at Chopper Base Command Center when the former Imperial Senator Mon Mothma delivered a HoloNet speech condemning the Empire and urging the galaxy to rise up in rebellion. The speech led to the formation of the Alliance to restore the Republic.
So, yeah. So this is like I said, within Andor Season 2, because she just had the speech in the Senate building, and now she's making another speech to form the Alliance.
And it's confirmed that both speeches are canon. She just did one with the one in the Senate, and then she did an alternate one for the rest of the galaxy.
Well, the one in the Senate was pretty much calling out Palpatine as a war criminal and tyrant.
He is.
And then the second one was calling out to all people who wanted to be free and form this rebel alliance to overthrow Palpatine.
Yep. So that leads us into the era of the Alliance to restore the Republic. So look at that. So after Ezra heard Kanan Jarrus' holocron and Sith holocron from Malachor, sending messages that hinted that the Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi was in danger from the former Sith apprentice Maul, Commander Sato, Rex, and the Spectres attend a meeting to discuss Ezra's encounter. During the meeting, Hera told Ezra to remain on Attilan because they needed him for the upcoming strike on Lothal. However, Ezra disregarded Hera's orders and traveled with Chopper on a mission to find Kenobi on Tatooine. And of course, this
I
is
said
where...
it once. I said it 1,000 times. Jedi are unpredictable and cause chaos.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's true. And this is obviously where we see the infamous Obi-Wan versus Maul fight in Rebels, where Maul meets his end.
Yeah, and that spectacular duel, which only had like 3 moves, but it was so beautifully done.
Oh, it was great. I love it. It's so good. And then now Commander Sato was aboard at the Phoenix Nest when General Jan Dodonna's Masasi group, exited hyperspace to join Phoenix Squadron's planned assault on the TIE Defender factories on Lothal. After hailing Dodonna's warship Vanguard, Sato attended a hologram conference with Captain Syndulla, General Dodonna, and Ryder, their Lothal contact. Sato was present when a transmission was received from Fulcrum informing the rebels that the Grand Admiral Thrawn had uncovered the location of their base and was en route. Thrawn's fleet arrived moments later.
Yeah, and Phoenix Nest was that Imperial carrier, a Quasar Fire
whatever that
cruiser.
Yeah.
The
cruiser that held other ships because it's so
huge. Fighter. Yeah, and unfortunately, this whole I want to say 3-episode series arc, it was like 2 or 3 episode arc, was so painful to watch. Not because it was bad, but because it was so they have them up against the rails. What's gonna happen? They're not ready for this.
Yeah, it's bad. So, during the Battle of Attilan, Imperial-class Star Destroyers easily destroyed many of the Phoenix Squadron ships, as well as most of the General Dodonna's fleet. The rebels were unable to escape due to the active interdictor cruiser commanded by Admiral Constantine. In order to disable the ship, Sato ordered the crew of Phoenix home to abandon ship and subsequently drove the craft into Constantine's. Both Sato and Constantine were killed in the collision, but Sato's sacrifice enabled Ezra Bridger and Chopper to escape off-world aboard the Gauntlet to seek help.
Yeah, Constantine, he was supposed to keep back. He says, your job is to make sure the ships don't leave. All of a sudden, Sato started moving his Quasar some direction just to pull out, the interdictor. And he's like, oh no, that kills mine. Thrawn is not getting this. Moves out of position, allows a gap to open up after the interdictor is destroyed that allows Ezra to escape. Now, it's so unfortunate that he had to sacrifice himself to do this. It felt like he shouldn't have, but he did.
Yep. Sucks. It really sucks. So with his legacy, gone.
Of course, they couldn't use him for later. They probably had to kill him off because there's no mention of him in the original trilogy. So I was like,
right.
Oh well.
Well, he's going to have to die somehow. Though Rex is in the original trilogy, technically. So.
Yeah, well, I think that was more of a fluke than anything else.
It was a fluke. It was totally a fluke. So with his legacy, so Commander Sato's sacrifice was not in vain, as it allowed Ezra and Chopper to seek help from Sabine and Clan Ren on Crone Nest to take down the second interdictor cruiser. Because of the reinforcements, the remainders of Phoenix Squadron and the Masasi group were able to escape Thrawn's blockade and arrive on Yavin 4. Sato was buried there near the ancient temples of the Masasi site, a black gravestone marking his final resting place.
And I don't remember that. That's probably might be in a book, his
Possibly
being buried on Yavin. But yeah, oh god, they lost a great commander because of that. Him and Mon-Cala.
Yeah. Admiral Akbar.
Admiral Akbar would have made an unstoppable duo.
Oh god, yes. Oh, absolutely. So we do have some behind the scenes. So Commander Jun Sato was a character created for the second season of the animated television series Star Wars Rebels. He made his first appearance in Star Wars Rebel: The Siege of Lothal, the television movie that kicked off the show's second season, in which it was voiced by Keon Young. The character was first revealed in Star Wars and Rebels Recon, a behind-the-scenes video series hosted on StarWars.com for the first season's finale, Fire Across the Galaxy. The video provided concept art for Commander Sato as well as for Phoenix Squadron and the entire Phoenix Rebel cell, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked when they did that stuff back in the day. They don't do it anymore, but I really liked when they did that stuff.
Yeah.
His name is derived from Japanese film director Jun Fukunda and composer Masaru Sato, who worked together on the Godzilla series, including Dave Filoni's favorite film, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Which is amazing because that film's awesome. If nobody knows this, I'm a huge Godzilla nerd. I love Godzilla so much. Back in the day when Blockbuster was still around, I watched every single Godzilla
showing
film.
our age.
Shush. I literally I've seen every single Godzilla film they've ever made.
Now, Ben,
every single one. What?
I know what you're thinking, but no. You don't need a seventh podcast.
I'm not doing a Godzilla podcast. No, I'm not doing that. There's a lot of lore in Godzilla, but it's so convoluted, it's not even funny. Hell, they did a Godzilla Goes to Hell comic line where Godzilla goes to hell, destroys everything in hell, and hell spits him back out, saying, "We don't want this guy."
Yeah, I think I remember reading that a little bit. He faces off against old adversaries,
demons, and all this, and literally is wrecking the place. And it's and hell just spits him back out to the world. And it's we don't want him. He can stay in. He can stay there.
It's nope, out you go.
And then in 2018 reference book, Star Wars The Rebel Files, Jun Sato's surname is misspelled as Soto, S-O-T-O, instead of S-A-T-O. So, yeah. But, that's what we have on Jun Sato. Great commander. Dies way too early, in my opinion. He should have lived through, the age of the rebellion and the downfall of the Empire. Have been great, but sadly he was not given the time.
Not given the chance to, unfortunately. So, but yeah, great commander, unfortunate loss. So,
Yep. But do you have any final thoughts or anything for Jun Sato?
no, unfortunately, everything's been said.
Fair. That is fair. So, alright, well, with that being said, everybody, again, thank you so much for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you. Thank you for listening to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic!